Well, happy Tuesday morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great week so far. We just wake up with a grateful heart, saying that the Lord is good and He's merciful, and power and love and grace and wisdom and knowledge. All things are found in Him. I love Him today. Anyhow, I'm doing a makeup tutorial today. I've already prepped my skin. If you've been watching me, you've seen I've already done a video about skin prepping in the morning and what I do in the evening. So I'm not going to rehash what I put on in the morning, but it's all on there and it's prepared. Now we're going to work on the steps of on a typical day of what I do in putting on my makeup. Now listen, don't judge me harshly, okay? Because I do like makeup. I am a makeup connoisseur. The older I get, the more I even appreciate it. So there are many steps to what I do. And I like both high-end and drugstore makeup. I like them both. If I can get something that's quality for cheaper, I'm going with drugstore every time. But I sample and I try different things. So there might be a mixture of some things in this video this morning, but mostly I'm going to make it mostly drugstore. But hopefully you'll get something out of it. If not, that's okay. Keep scrolling. Okay. For all of those of you that are supporting me, though, I really appreciate you. Thank you for liking these and sharing them because that really helps me. Okay. So this morning I'm going to start with a primer. This is a hydrating primer. So that just helps my primer to stick better. My makeup to stick better on my face. This one is from Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Hydrating Primer. Triple hyaluronic acid silk screen complex. This is good stuff, okay? There are some drugstore brands, though, that are probably comparable to that, and maybe one day I'll do a little video on that, different kinds of primers that you can use. Anyhow, have some of that in my hand. I'm going to put that on my face, and this is just going to help me in causing my makeup to stay on and have some longevity for the day. I've got a full day, so that would be good. Now, one of the things that I like to do in the mornings is I put an oil under my eyes. This is from Josie Maran. Sure, this is like famous stuff, and I would say it's not crazy expensive, but I believe you have to get it at Sephora. I don't think that Ulta sells it any longer, but Sephora does. Or you could probably find it on Amazon. In fact, everything that I use today, if I can find an Amazon link for it, I'm going to link it below because sometimes that's just helpful and takes the legwork out of it, okay? So anyhow, this is Josie Maran. It's the original 100% pure organic argan oil. I use this for several things, okay? Number one, I use it to put under my eyes before I start most of my makeup routine. I'll just put a little dab on both of those, and then I'll stick that under my eyes like this. And this is real good in helping hydrate because if you look, I have dark circles under my eyes. I have them around the bottom, and I have some over the lids of my eyes. Always. I have always had them. Let me pull out my trusty wipes here. I forgot to grab those. If you're ever in Dollar General or Dollar Tree, these Yardley, they're called Yardley washcloths for sensitive skin. I love these because it's bigger than a makeup wipe. And so when I'm putting on makeup during the day, I tend to be messy. And I do work with, I use my hand as my palette a lot to mix things on. You're going to see that. So anyhow, they're nice, good size. They're nice and damp. So I'll use that to wipe things off. So there I have the oil under my eyes. The next thing I'm going to do is another kind of primer. But this kind of primer, this is from Tarte, and it is the Timeless Smoothing Primer. This hides pores. Any kind of large pores, and the older we get, the bigger they get. Sorry to tell you that. There are things you can do about that. There are different kinds of products that you can buy that help with that. That will take a little bit of that oil down under the eye, but not all the way up under there. So I put it on the T-zone of my face. Just work that in. You got to press in. And then it'll hide those big old pores for you. Put it on my chin, on my nose, down the sides of my nose, and up here on the top of my forehead. Just looking really shiny today. Okay, so that we're going to use that primer. We're going to do that. The next step that I do in my morning routine of makeup is I use a correcting, this will correct the tone of my eyes. Now, at first you're going to be like, what? How is that going to correct anything? Because it is a little bit on the orange side, but it covers my dark circles. I got two different kinds that I use. One is from Tarte, but today we're going to use the one from Lottie London. You can get this at Walmart and some drugstores. I have mine in the shade medium. And just watch, though, how this begins to, it's a little bit thick. That's another reason why I put so much oil up under here. But I start to put that under my eyes, and it begins to fade away those dark circles. Okay, so it will have a little orange look, and then I'll put my foundation over top of that. See? Already? Come on now. Fixing up that dead morning look and pull myself back to life again. Love it, love it, love it. It's supposed to be like 57 degrees here today in Cumberland, Maryland. I'm like, hallelujah, get this frost off of us. My husband and I were in Jamaica for 2 weeks, and we got back a week ago from that. Over there doing ministry, I did get to enjoy the sun one day. The rest of the time we were pretty busy, but in the mornings, some of the places we stayed, if it had a porch to it at all, I could go out in the mornings and the sun would hit my face some while I read my Bible and drank my coffee, and it was pretty awesome. I loved that. Okay, so we're moving from our underneath concealer to, we're going to try some foundation, okay? This stuff is so cheap. And it's from Wet n Wild, okay? Wet n Wild can hit it out of the park with some of their foundations, let me tell you, and it's so inexpensive. I want to say this is definitely under $7, might be under $6. But, you know, as we mature and our skin begins to mature, a lot of foundations today are made for younger skin types. So these ones that are a little bit thicker, I'll put oil in those too and mix it in. You'll see what I do in a second. But anyhow, this is a tinted hydrator, so it's not really actually considered a foundation. It's a tinted moisturizing hydrator. Has hyaluronic acid, squalene, it's lightweight, sheer to medium coverage. It's pretty buildable though. I would say you could get even closer to a full coverage out of. So I'm going to put maybe the size, a little bit more than a dime's amount, closer to a nickel maybe, on my hand. Oh, I got too much. That's okay. So I've got that on my hand. And so what I'm going to do is take a couple of drops of that argan oil, and I'm going to mix that in that foundation. And that keeps it from looking dry and cakey on my face, because I don't like dry and cakey. I try to keep my face as moisturized as possible. Okay, so I've stirred all that up. And then I'm going to take that off my finger and begin to apply that to different spots on my face. I got tickled at church yesterday because I had a couple of my ladies in the back say, when's the next video tutorial coming out? I just love you guys and appreciate that you would even support my nonsense. So I still have quite a bit on the back of my hand if needed. Okay, I'm going to take a damp sponge. I can't remember the names of these, but I get them off of Amazon. There's like, I want to say 6 or 8 to a pack, real cheap, like for $6 or $7, and it's way cheaper than buying the beauty blender. That thing's like $20 for one. No. We don't need that, because you can wash these out with soap and water and have them be able to use them several times. Okay, so anyhow, now I'm going to start blotting this all over my face. Now let me tell you, if this was a thinner consistency, I would use a makeup brush. But because it's thicker, I have found that it applies better if I use a sponge. So, put this all in. I'm trying to use my screen here to tell how this is going on. So hopefully this applies well. Normally I have a close-up mirror right here beside me that I normally look in. I'll put a little bit on my eyes, but I end up putting something else on there. So I don't do a lot of that over the eyelid just yet. Down the bridge of the nose, make sure and get in those creases, because sometimes people with a nose like mine, it's hard to get in there. I'll go over the lips a little bit with it. Now here's what you can do. You can go down the chin a little bit. Some people will go clear down the neck onto the décolleté. That is too much, and I have enough problems with getting makeup everywhere to not do that. You can go on your earlobe a little bit if you're going to wear your hair up or back. You want to hit the ear a little bit with it. So come down. I go just below the chin and down just a little bit. And that is enough for me. I think that looks, That's fairly good, okay? So there's several things that I do with liquids before I do any kind of powdering stuff. So let me show you what I do with that first. Okay, so today I'm going to use this because it has both the contour and the blush that I like to use. I use other brands and all. I use all kinds of stuff. Whatever I'm grabbing for the day, if it looks like it matches my skin tone, I might grab it. But this is Butter Glow and Go from Physicians Formula. I like it because it has a contour on one end and a blush on the other. Let me show you what I do with this, okay? So I'll run it up. This is a pretty good color shade for me for the middle of winter, okay? So I'm going to contour. I'm going to do like little C motions around my cheekbone there, okay? So this is going to slim my face. It's going to create some shadows and do some slimming. I take it across the forehead a little, and I go down the bridge of my nose a little. Down the sides, a little bit here and there. Hopefully you can see this okay. And I go a little bit under the lip. I tend to have more of a bird beak than a lip. So I'm always trying to do something to make it look a little fuller without, you know, puffing them up. And then I go down the chin line like this. And see how that shadows? And it makes you look a little more chiseled out. Okay? A little bit under there because I, you know, when the Lord put me on the conveyor belt for, he did a slap on chin right at the last minute. Oops, forgot that. There it is. Okay, so that's my contour. So I have a brush and I'm going to use it. I got this off of Amazon too. It's a double-ended contour brush. I really like this thing because it's a little bit narrow and I can work with it real well on my blending out my contour. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to work down because I do not want it way up in my hairline, and we're just going to stamp that in. Now, if you think, wow, that looks a little bit dark, it does a little bit, but I do some powdering stuff in a little bit that's going to tamper some of that down, so you won't tell that it's that dark. Okay. I'm going to chisel these sides out. See, already it's giving that slimming effect. I have a little bit of a, I don't know if it's square round face, but it's wide. So I'm going to go up this and up the side with it. We're just going to stamp that in, okay? Same with the lip. We'll go back to the nose in a second. And then I'm going to do this across the bottom of my chin. And blend all of that in. And so this is giving me more shape and more form to my face, okay? So that's the contour. Then I'm going to go, I flipped it over. I'm going to use this pink side. And we're going to go over top of, or just above where we put the contour. Okay. Put that on there. And I'll even put a little bit up here on my nose. Oh, you know what I forgot to do first? We'll come back to this. I've already put that on there, but we're going to do our under eye concealer. Now this is a brightening one. The other one was an orange that hid the dark circles. And then I put my foundation over top of that. Now we're going to use this. This is the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. Mine is in the shade Buff Neutral. Lancome, to me, for a woman that's 59 years old, has the best concealer. This one does not crinkle and wrinkle under my eyes unless I've had a very, very dry situation going under my eyes. But you'll see again, I'm putting this on the back of my hand. Okay. A couple drops of that. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then again, one more time, I'm going to take the oil, the Josie Moran oil, and I'm going to do one drop on there. That's going to cause this to work a little better under my under eyes, okay? So I'm going to do this. I'm going under my eyes with it. Under this eye. And then I let that set for a minute. Normally I do this before my blush, so I really kind of got out of step with that, but it's okay. It's all fixable. And then I'll take what's left and I'll put a dot on my chin. This is just to highlight areas of your face. Okay, so we've contoured and now we're highlighting just a little bit with some contour. You saw I had the contour down my nose, and so what I do with that is I take my finger and I pounce that in to my skin, just gently. And then it casts a shadow there that the nose doesn't look as pronounced. So now I've taken that down my chin. I'm going to smooth that out with my sponge up the middle of my nose and then brighten that middle section up. And then I'm going to go right under those eyes. Excuse me while I look over here just a little bit. And I'm going to spread all that out just gently, like don't be, smacking your face with it. Just a gentle situation there, and then see how that brought life back to my face and brightened me right up. In fact, I could use a little bit more of that, but that's all we're going to do with that for now. Okay, so then we're going back to the blush situation. Let me just put that back on there where I worked that off some. I'll put a little dot there on my nose. And I take the other end. We use the contour end. Now we're going to use this side for the blush. And I begin to just blend that blush in with that contour. Still keeping it above. The contour itself is here, okay? So we're giving ourselves a little bit of color. And as you can see, my face looks really shiny, but by the time I'm done, we will have dampened that down, okay? And a little bit on the bridge of the nose there. Okay. As you can tell, I'm working with creams, okay? And in a little bit, because I think that the older that we get, creams just look better on more mature skin, in my opinion. Then I'm going to use the Soft Ochre Prolong Wear Paint Pot. This is from MAC Makeup. You can get this at Ulta up at the mall. This stuff is good because, like I said, I have like dark shadow stuff on my eyelids. Is what have the dark under circles, and then it goes over top of my eyes too. So I will use this to help hide all that because it will help my eyeshadow then go on better. Okay, so I'm going to put that over top of the lid. Now I have a very wide lid, very long lid. Some people I've done makeup for just have teeny weeny little lids. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much skin that I have to cover. But hey, we're all beautiful in the Lord's sight, whatever, right? Okay, so I'm filling all that in, gonna get that covered real nice and good. So when I go to do my eye makeup in a little bit, I have that settled, okay? Good job. Now we got all of our creams on. Here's what I'm gonna do next. Oh, I got a little bit of this left. I'm gonna have to break out my new bottle. This is the D'Alba First Spray Serum. Okay, I use something. It's hydrated and radiant skin. I use a spray. Whenever I'm done doing my creams, I will use a spray to set what I just did on my face, okay? So here's what I do. You can take this spray, what little I have left in it, and I'm gonna spray. This has a good sprayer on it. It's just at the bottom, it's coming to an end. I have to pull the other one out of the box. Okay, so I've sprayed that pretty fair. And I'll take something to just fan it and let it start to dry. Now, I know already if you were saying, this is so much time. Yes, it is, but it usually goes quicker for me, but I'm talking through it. So it is going to take a little longer today than what it normally takes, because I like to chit-chat with you too. So anyhow, I fanned that, brought that to a pretty good dry place. I'm going to take that sponge, just lightly tap, tap, tap. Okay. All right, next step is I'd like to take a triangle puff. You can get these on Amazon too. You can find these anywhere. I think I get mine at TJ Maxx a lot of times. There's this good stuff. And I use this Makeup Forever powder. This is it's a dense pressed powder. And I like it because once I put it on, ooh, we're getting down to the nitty gritty of this. I have a backup somewhere. But anyhow, this pressed powder is so good, and it will make your skin look blurred and flawless, like natural skin, but it doesn't look cakey. I'll show you, okay? So I'm taking my puff. Let me take it around the edges of that since I'm running low on this one. And I'm going to take that triangle, and I'm going to go under my eyes like this with it. Okay? That's going to start to... You can tell the difference. It's already taken some of that oily, greased look out, but it's doing it without caking my under eye makeup. It's very finely milled yet and dense. and it works really, really well. And I've tried a multitude of powders, especially for my age group. And there are some other loose ones that I like, but I find myself reaching for this all the time. I love this stuff, and it travels well. I take it all over the world with me. See how that blotted right out? I only do the T-zone, okay? I only do the T-zone. Used to, when I was younger, I would powder the whole face, but I don't do that anymore. I like keeping a lot of creamy look if I can. So anyhow, look how that did that. It really, really, really gives a poreless, flawless look. So I like it, okay? So now we're going to start with some powder things. And this is a step that can absolutely be skipped. I'm just that extra person that does this, but this is actually from NYX. Very, very affordable brand. It's the Buttermelt Bronzer. And it's a powder bronzer that I take over top of this. This is Deserve Butter. These names crack me up. Okay, again, I'm going to take the contour side of my little brush here. I'm going to tap on that just a little bit. And in order to keep me from making it look too patchy and too much, I take it on the back of my hand first. Get a little bit of that off of there. And this is all I do with it. I just do barely around the corner there. Around the corner. Of the top of your cheekbones, okay? You're just doing like a little C curve around that. And then I'll hit a little bit up here on my forehead, down here under my chin, and that's just setting the contour that we did with the cream situations that we used, okay? Then I'm going to take, this is Patrick Ta. This is a high-end blush. It has a cream at the top that you can use, and then the powder at the bottom. I like this, and probably would have used the cream, but I wanted to use the contour stick of the Physicians Formula, so I didn't fool with that today. This is in She's Seductive. Ooh, there's a name for you. And I'll just hit that a little bit. Again, tap the back of my hand with it, and then I'll go up with my blush a little bit and secure what we did with the cream. A little bit on the top of the bridge of the nose. Just make sure that that's blended in fairly well. So, as you can tell, I'm not perfect at this, but for those of you that are curious how I do it, this is what I do. Okay? So we're done with that brush. I can set it aside. Then I have a larger dual-end one. This has a big powder brush on it, and I take the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Too Faced Soleil. It looks like this, but it's in chocolate. They have different colors of this, but this is a just kind of an all-over bronze. It's like a soft bronzer. It's not harsh, so I like it to settle down the rest of my makeup. And I'll swirl it in like this, tap it on the top, just go over the top with that just to smooth out any harsh lines. I'll take it up the side, same thing. It'll pull that blush and that contour together. And it's a nice soft bronzer, and I will go down the neck a little bit with that. Okay, so as you can tell, a lot of that shiny look is gone. And what little I've kept, I try to keep just a little bit of a nice glow that looks hopefully natural. This is natural. Okay, then I like to take just another different kind of pressed powder. This is from NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop, Won't Stop Mattifying Pure Powder. So this is the only really mattifying powder that I use. And this is in light, okay? Oops. And I'll take just a big fluffy brush like this, go around like this, and tap it. And then I'm just going to go over my eyes with this. This is going to set the eye primer that I put on my eyes of that MAC paint pot. Matterly paint pot, whatever they call it. But anyhow, and that just will set any makeup that's on my eyes. So now that I'm ready to put on eyeshadow, okay? If you're still with me, we're not far from the end. Hopefully, it's still going to take me a few minutes, but we're not far. All right, let me fix that later. It's not wanting to go together. Okay, so then I'm going to get a fluffy brush like this. That's got some good fluff to it. This one is from Morphe. It's an M441 brush. You can get these in Ulta. I want to say they're like $8, maybe. You can get them in the sets, sometimes cheaper when you get the different kinds of eye brush for your eyes, your face. You can get them in kits. So you can go that route with it too. Okay, this is my favorite eyeshadow palette because it's the natural nudes. I wear a lot of natural colors. I try to, whether they're like a natural pink or a natural brown or tan. I choose to tend to go towards the warmer colors because I do have brown eyes, and that seems to look better on me. I will sometimes be a little bit eccentric and out there and do something a little bit more wild with like some glitters and stuff like that. But this is pretty tame palette. What we're mostly going to use is here and a little bit of this and this probably. Okay, so yeah, this is the Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. Very good palette. You can find this in Ulta, and I'll try to link it below from Amazon. So I'm going to go into this light color first, and I'm going to go over that powder that we put on there. Just try to make sure that everything is uniform. And it's brightened my eye. Remember how dark my eyelid was when we first started? Okay, this is really brightening up. So that's good. We're going to do this, go over the entire eyelid. Hopefully you can see that. I got to learn about this filming stuff because I'm really not good at it, but doesn't mean that I can't be. I just got to take time to learn. I'm going to go up on the brow bone some, but you'll see that we'll hit that again later, so I don't worry about getting it all the way to the top. Next color I'm going to use is this one down. Seashell, it's called. Tap my brush. And I'm going to go all over my eyelid with this because I have such a large lid that we need to have to hit that pretty good. Okay, so taking Seashell, we're going to hit that in there. Okay, I always try to take my time with blending because blending eyeshadow. Sometimes I'm in a hurry and I can swipe it on pretty quickly and just use a couple of colors, but okay, we're going to take it again, go into the other eye, going up high with it, if you'll notice. I want this color to set up high like this, and I love it. As you can tell, it is a neutral color that matches my skin tone fairly well. So going in with that. Then I'm going to take just a slightly darker shade and go just under that with it, okay? And it is the shade Nude, and it's right up here at the top, this shade here. Going to do somewhat the same thing, but try to stay a little bit lower. So we're going to go right in here with this on the outer corner of that, okay? Now, in a few minutes, you're going to see that I don't use brushes for everything. Sometimes I think my fingers apply it better than the brushes do, so you know, makeup's fun to play with, and you can just figure out your own way of doing things. You know, there's no set rule to how you have to do it. So I like that, and that's what makes it fun to play with, in my opinion. But so we're going to hit that area. Make sure that's all smoothed out. Again, I'm not looking in my normal mirror, so I'm hoping that looks okay. I think that's all right. We can get by with that. Then I'll take a more tapered brush, and this is a smaller one. Like the larger tapered ones you can use, but it doesn't work as well. So this is a tapered brush that comes up a little into a little bit of a point. And I'm going to take that color over into, let's see, I'm wearing a light yellow today, so let's go with the browns. We're going to go with Maple. Okay, so I'm going to do that around a maple. I've got a considerable amount on that. I'm going to tap it. I'm going to set my eyeshadow palette down, and here's what I do. I'm going to take that taper brush right in this crease. This is going to give you some dimension. You'll tell the difference here when you look at my eyes. See the difference? See, made my eyes set a little bit nicer. We're going to do the other side. And we're going in the crease. We're not taking it up high. Now, if you have like really, really hooded eyes, going up a little bit higher would, a little more on that side than this side. You might do better to go up a little bit higher with it so that it takes away the effect of, you know, looking like your eyelids might be drooping a little bit. We're at that age, sisters. We're just at that age. Now I'm going to go back with this original brush and smooth that out just a little bit so that I don't have any harsh lines. Okay, so that's going to help that. Again, over here. Sometimes I'll use a clean brush and do this so that I'm not, you know, spreading everything around, but I don't have too many colors that I'm working with. Okay, so we've done the inside of the crease of your eyelid. Now here's where I begin to shift and use my fingers, okay? I'm gonna go in with this color Cocoa, this one right here. It's a pretty color, as you can tell, I hit it pretty hard. I'm gonna hit that with my finger like this. And then I'm gonna take that Cocoa and I'm gonna go on the outside edge of my eye with that. Just like this. Again, that's creating some depth because we're putting the darker out there on the outside edge of the eye. Okay, let's do the other side real quick. Woo, I'm already at 30 minutes on this and I do not know how to edit, so what you get, you get. But if you hold your screen on an iPhone, it'll go by 2 times faster. If that helps you any. Okay, a little bit more, just a little bit across that lid some. Okay, as you can tell, we're just creating more and more depth to that eye. All right, good job, Bam. Now we're going to go back to this lighter color. Again, with that finger, I've wiped it off. And then we're going to just go in the corner with that and take it over to right about here, right before you get to midway. And that's going to... Doing it with your fingers, to me, helps create an ombre effect. Because it doesn't look harsh. You're going from one color right into the other. And if it feels or seems like I got the cream over just a little bit too far, I will go back to my color here, wipe my finger, go back and just blend that out again. And that just makes it look more ombre looked. You're stepping from one color right into the other. Love that. Okay. Let's do this eye. Going in with the lighter color. This is sometimes where I will use like a shinier, glittery sort of shade right in the corner like this. It is my opinion that once you hit a certain age, putting any kind of shinier eyeshadow up shimmers or anything up on the lid will make you look older. It looks too textured and it's prone to show your wrinkles a little bit more. So I don't think that that's a good idea. When I use any kind of shimmery color, it's always on the lid, always on the lid. Sometimes I'll do a little pop of something right there in the center. In fact, I can do that today just to show you. So anyhow, we've got the cream color in the corners. Let me fix that just a little. All right. And then I can come back if I want to, and a lot of times I will do this depending on an event, and I'll pick a shimmery shade. Oh, I didn't set how to do that, so of course I don't have it right off the bat. Here it is. Okay. I love these little try things. These are perfect for travel, and they're made by, I want to say Kaja, K-H-J-A. And so they have got 3 different little things that you can click up with 3 different colors, shades that you can take with you. It's pretty cool. But this top one has a light shimmer here, and this is called Cocoa Dahlia. And I will a lot of times take that and just dot it right there on the middle. And that just gives you a little bit of reflection without, you know, going crazy. Keep them shimmers on the eyelids, ladies, if your skin is maturing. Okay, so that just gave me a little pop of shine, nothing too extreme. If I kept at it, I can make it really stand out, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to TJ Maxx today. All right, so then I'm going to take a thinner brush. I think I got this from Sonia Koshyk. It's an eyeliner brush, but it's real thin. If you can see that, it's flat and it's thin. And I'm going to go back to that cocoa color. Do that. Rub that in there a little bit, and I'm going to go under the eye with that, okay? I don't go all the way over, normally 3/4 of the way, but I will hit that like that. Now see, what we tend to do a lot of times when we get older is to put eyeliner there and just leave a harsh mark. You don't want to do that. You can smooth that out and make it look smoked out a little bit, and it'll look more natural for you and not so harsh, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that, ladies. I can use eyeliners, but I like powder better because I can manage it and control it better. So under the eyes, we're going like that, and under the eye on this one, okay? So clean my brush off a little bit on my trusty little rag. And then I'm going to take a brush like this. This is so old, I don't, okay, yeah. It's a Morphe E13 brush, but it looks like this, okay? It's small, but a little bit bushy on the end. And I will take that, dab it in that cocoa color, and I'm going to dab it in a little bit of the nude color. And I'm going to go under that eye with that, and I'm going to smooth that dark out. If you want to make yourself look older, leave it like that, because that's what it'll do. If you can look at tell the difference, that one looks harsh and one looks like it's been softened, okay? So we're going to do that again on this side, soften that harsh line out. It's a good way to do this, okay? And then I go up around the corner with that a little bit too, just to give more depth in there, okay? So that's what I do with that. Now let's just talk about doing our eyebrows a second. We'll switch to it and then we'll finish the eye, okay? So I get different, there's a brand called Joa that has an eye pencil that I just love, because even though my hair is light with color and gray, I use a soft brown. I don't use the blonde shades, look too muddy on me. So if I can find a soft brown, that's what I go with. This one is by, this is a warm brown by Glossier. This pencil is okay. I mean, I like it. I like the ones that just have the real tiny tip on them that are easy to glide through. This one has more of a blade, I can tell that, like a blade sort of situation, but I'll use it anyhow because I have it. And then pull out one of my others, because I can't find the Joa brand in soft brown anymore. I don't know if they got rid of it or what they did. Okay, I'm gonna take the spoolie in and I'm gonna brush up those eyebrows. Get them to where looking a little bit more uniform. And then I'll take this and put it up there pretty good. And then I'm going to begin to carve in my eyelashes or eyebrows. I hope you can see this with me. I need to look in this mirror a little bit because it's a little bit harder. Oops, I put too much up there and broke the tip off. All right. So we're going to start to shape that brow in. And we're going to go top just at the edge of where the eyebrows end and go over the top with that. Then we're going to fill in all the in-between. Now listen, you're never going to get your eyebrows to look perfect to match each other. I heard somebody say one time they're cousins, they're not twins. So they're most likely different from one another, and that's okay. You just want to get something that looks, you know, soft and nice. See the difference already? That's helping to shape the look of my face. Let me go up a little higher with this one. We're going to shape this one in. I don't know why that right one comes a little easier for me to do than my left one, but I fool with it till I get it at least close to being right. I I like to get my eyebrows threaded every now and again, but mostly I do my own eyelashes, my own eyebrows rather. I trim them up, I shape them up. I'll have to maybe film what I do on the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month. I'm so extra. Help me, Jesus. So things that I do for added skincare stuff that help me. I do shave my face twice a month. So that's every 2 weeks. And I don't go up with it, and I use a single blade. I can show you that if you're interested in it. I just go down with it, and that will take off any dead skin that you have. That's why men, they're exfoliating every day with those razors. So their face sometimes look even smoother than ours does. But anyhow, after I've done that, I've shaped them. I'm going to take that spoolie, and I'm going to go right back over it again, brushing upwards and then over on the sides. If I have a little extra below than I want, what's going to fix this is how I take another brush and then I go under it to define the eyebrow, okay? So that's that. And then I use a brush like this. Oh no, there's no, I've used it so much I don't even know, but I'll find something. It's just a flat, small brush like this. And I'll dip that in the, go back to that cream color. It's called Swan. Dip it in there, tap that off. And then I'm going to go just underneath where I did that brow pencil. You'll begin to see it highlight and come to life, and it defines your line so much better. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. I'm so sorry. This is going to be a long video. I do apologize, but hopefully you enjoy it. Again, I said, you know, you can go through it faster if you want to. And then, yeah. I'm hoping that looks okay, because again, I'm not in my right mirror for this, but it's okay. We'll make it work. I'll sometimes go right up the sides of these just a little bit, just to clean it up a little bit. See? All right, we're done with the eyeshadow, and we're done with the eyebrows. Let's set that aside. Okay, now here is just something a little bit extra that I do, but we're getting ready to do our eyelashes. So find you a good eyelash curler. I'm not sure who's this one's by Tweezerman. I like a lot of theirs and what they have. Their original one is good, and I think they have them for different eye shapes, actually. Here's the other thing that I do that is extra, but this works for me. This is a lighter. I'm going to take that lighter, and I'm going to heat that metal up, okay? I'll take it across the outside. Keep it away from the rubbery part there on the bottom part, but just hit that real good, and that just heats that metal up and prepares it to curl your eyelashes a whole lot better, more effective. I got to shake it off just a little bit or it gets too hot and it will burn, but you can tell when you go to do it. Okay, so I'm going to place that, a little bit too hot, on my eye, and I go to the bottom with it, take it all the way to the ends, and I pump it about 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Hold it in place for a second, and that gets it a really good curl. Then I take it out to the edge, hold it again. So I've got it all the way against my eye to get my eyelashes, and then I do just the out, pull it out and do just the tips. Okay, we're going to do it again, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Put it out to the outer edge, eyelashes. Hold it again. All right, that's all you do for that. Then I use, because when I lost my eyelashes, I had to do something that made it look like what I had was fuller, I guess I want to say. And so I had seen a video somewhere where somebody was talking about using this. This is the brand called Essence. You can get this at Ulta. And I don't know if Walmart sells Essence or not, but anyhow, Essence is a good brand, and they are so inexpensive. And when I tell you that this eyeliner, it's a gel eyeliner that's waterproof and long-lasting, it will last until I take it off in the evening. And this is what I do with it, okay? For me, I probably should have hit that with a sharpener. Sorry, let me do that or it'll poke me in the eye. All right, so I've sharpened it. Okay, I'm going to lift my lid, and I'm going to go up under the eyelid, just on the top with this, up and over. And you're going to see quickly how that fills that in, okay? Going to make my eyes look like I have way more lashes than I do. Same on this side. Or makes them look full, thicker, not necessarily more, but more fuller and thicker. I got just a little bit too much over here. You can go back and clean those up. Those little spots up later, they happen. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to fix that real fast. I'll go over top of that with this. So that eyeliner, I think it's less than $5. And it will last you a good bit. Sorry, just wanted to take care of that real quick. Okay, so now I've prepped underneath my eye there, giving that a little bit of a thicker, fuller look. And I'm going to take some mascara. I don't know that I'm going to recommend this. This is from the brand Refi. I like, I use several different mascaras to help build what I have, but I like that ones that you can get in and separate your lashes real well with it. And this does okay. It's not the greatest. I've been trying it and I will not repurchase. There are some drugstore brands that are way better than this. But I am using it today to just bring some separation to my eyelashes on the top, because they can tend to get a little clumpy. Okay, we're going to do, and I recommend after you do this with it, just hit the tip of that on your rag, and that will keep you from getting it, because a lot of times it can get clumpy on the ends of the mascara wand, and you can touch your eye with it, and then you have to wait till it dries and to fix it. So you want to do that. Okay, so I've separated my eyelashes, if you can see that. Okay. And then I like to use this is the Lancome Idole. This probably runs about $25, and there are drugstore brands that are fantastic, and I can talk about that one day if you want to. But for me, when I lost my eyelashes, this became my best friend because it helped me look like I had more than what I did. Taking all the collagen that I take, of course, has helped my eyelashes to grow back. So, all right, we're going to go to the top and the bottom with this one. So you're going up at the bottom of your eyelashes, working your way to the top, and then you kind of wiggle it around too. I like mine to look separated real well. I'll hit we always look so crazy trying to put our mascara on. The funny faces we make. Okay, and then we're going to go up top of this one. Fan those out real good. Okay, so get that on the top and on the bottom. Now, a lot of times if I have like an event or I know that I'm going to be like on stage for something, I will go in a little bit more with another mascara, because they are what they call tubing mascaras. If you want intense, tubing's the way to go. This one is by the brand Revolution at Ulta. This is another very inexpensive drugstore brand, maybe $5. It's a tubing mascara. Again, hit the end of that though, because it gets a little bit clumpy. I only put this on the top. And I'm just showing you this today to show you how much even fuller you can get those lashes looking. Okay. And sometimes they thicken them so much I have to go in with the thinner brush to spread them back out. Can you tell the difference? I can. I can see that they look a little thicker. Okay, tap that. Going on top. Alrighty, we did it. Okay, then I'll show you what else I do. I'll take a little lip liner, hit around the outside edges of my lips. I want to say this is called, this is from Maybelline, Totally Toffee. This is a good shade because it goes with all kinds of nude colors. And I will just try to define my lips a little. Sometimes I think it looks ridiculous on me, so I don't do it a lot, but I will try to go a little bit above the lip, but not crazy draw it on. And then I'll take that same liner and fill that in a little bit. Still going with the soft nude colors, you know, the soft browns and all. And then I'll take something like this that's a light color, Anastasia. This is her liquid lips, I think. Something or other nude. I can't even see that thing with my bionic eyes. And I'll do just a little bit of lipstick. Okay, so last thing that I will do is that I use this stuff. I love it. It's Dewy Set from Anastasia Beauty. I have the travel size of this, and I have it here. I always have this because I like that it makes it dewy. The older I get, the dewier I like, so that I don't dry out and look all wrinkly, okay? So I'm going to spray my face down. This is a face setting mist, okay? We're going to spray that. I do it pretty generously. The sprayer on that is fantastic. Again, I've got my thing out. I'm drying my face. So on Sunday morning, when I stroll into church, you know, this is what I've been doing, okay? If you don't know, I am a pastor's wife. I'm a singer and a speaker, and I do a little bit of everything in ministry. Mostly I just stand behind my husband and do international work with him and whatever's needed. But I do some music videos on my Facebook channel. You can check those out if you want to. From my basement, I'll sing live and do live worship sessions. Okay, so that has caused all of that to set in. Now listen, on a day that I know that I've got something coming in the evening, I'm going to really lock and load. Okay, this is Onesize Beauty. This stuff smells, a lot of you won't like this, but this is waterproof. It smells like hairspray, and it probably is close to it. But if I really want that to lock in, if I know I'm going to be doing more filming, if I know I got other events I need to be at, I will spray that over top of that, because that will cause this makeup to stay all day long. I am not kidding when I say it. And it dries fast, but you can hit yourself with a fan a little bit if you want to. Okay, that is it. That's all the craziness that I do. Now I got to go do something with this hair. I will link the products below that I used. If there's anything that you want to get from Amazon, great. If not, go on out to Ulta, Sephora, or even Walmart will have a lot of these things. But I will link them in the bottom if you want to try to use anything that I've used. Listen, understand something. Your beauty comes from within. It doesn't come from without. I appreciate makeup, and I like that it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. But knowing who I am in Christ is what ultimately makes me feel good about myself. So appreciate who you are and who God created you to be today, okay? Keep your chin up. Keep your head up. Great days are coming. And enjoy this makeup, okay? And share it if you can. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Let me know in the comments any other videos you'd like to see.